Good day. Today is in this video I will show you the basics, how to think to build your character, what to have in mind and on what aspect of character build to watch and to educate you a little. So let's start. Uh, Here we have naked character. For example, that naked character when we create it and start with Last Chaos game is a level 1, and level 1 base character class stats of level 1 builded in character are those: HP DVDs, HP 90, MP 122, magic attack 33, physical defense 3, and so on. And how I know this I show you here. Just here. You see mage attributes. All mage start out with 90 health, 122 mana, physical attack 13, and magic attack 33, physical defense 3, and so on. And each level mage gains plus 11 health, 31 of mana, physical attack obsolete, and magic attack plus 2, physical defense plus 3, and so on. And here's a table how character progressed, how many points he gets on certain stats of character. So that's it. And what is so this is a base. Base is red. My character is naked red, and this circle represents that base. So on that base, each level of character starts from level 2 to level cap 185. We get certain points, stat points. So that's keep in mind beside the base of character marked as a red color, we have each level stat points which we get, and that's adding and adding from level 1 to level cap 185. And then where this character finds some armor or where equip armor, we have of course character stats on armor pieces, and that's marked as green here. When we get a good weapon, and first of all when you start Last Chaos, this game, first of all, most important item is weapon you use. So that's also very important, weapon stats. So that's marked like turquoise color. And on the end we have purple color circle of character build, accessories which I show you later. So this is a starting point for Mage, and he have a classic RPG diagram which looks like this. And for example, we have when you start level 1 rogue class, you have this RPG graphs, and he have of course different values, and you see different values, and of course for each level he have more and more stat points, like on my mage I play. And of course every class, every character have those layers, those imagined circles when you think of character building of your tune which you play. So we talked about stats of the armor. Oh yes, green. And those stats I showing in this video. I showing over the mage class how I builded my witch, and on that example you can build any class you want to play. So this is just to show you how to think building your character. And I choose the best armor in game for this level cap I use. So that's armor from 170 and 172 levels. So that's the armor parts and their stats, and you can see them here. So each armor part, like with that watcher gloves, armor, shirt, pants, helmet and boots, they have their stats, and you can educate here and watch on this website Last Chaos MMO.com. I provide the links below on this video on YouTube, and you can see, you can study, copy and so on. For each class we have stats, so that's what you need to know. Okay, and now we have a most important thing, a weapon. This is best weapon I can have in this game at this level cap, and stats for my weapon are those: intelligence 47, magic attack 140, magic hit rate 884, attack 181, deadly chance points are 110%, intelligence 38, and those stats you have influence in your character build and your output damage power. And when you look those stats, you can have more complete picture of your character build. So when you get some weapon in the game, look for stats and what you can have from them. Of course, most important stats on some weapon for some class are attack base. Let's go next. And how stats works. Every character have base stats like strength, dexterity, intelligence, constitution, and on armor and our equipment we getting those stats. So when you see value evasion like 56, I think, you get that represent 60 65 melee evasion, 65 ranged evasion, and 65 magical resistance. If you have separate stat melee evasion or ranged evasion, they are both physical evasion, and they just represent that, not evasion, magical resistance. So just represent melee evasion or one ranged evasion. Magic evasion is separate stat from those, and that's a magical evasion only. So when you get seal stat of evasion in whole, you get all those. When you get, for example, only magic evasion to your character build, that represents only magical evasion, and so on. Stats function that way. Any stats of those function that way, and think of that way. And on this side, here you can find that. The link will be provided in YouTube video subscription description, and that's this. So we have, so when we get here, we have accessories of character stats, which coming as a final part of whole character build, and so you need to know that. And here elemental bosses accessories, which coming from killing of elemental map bosses. So most important elemental bosses accessory is Muta, solid stone, because there's a stone resistance 50%. So if you have this accessory, you can be stoned if you reform this seal to higher values, like 74 or 80 or even 92, and with that, this title, you get stone resistance by 10%, and that 10% when you equip on your character, and for example reformed stone resistance to 74, I get 84, and I cannot get stone. Only very rarely in some PvP fights and events. So that's it. So that accessory is most important for any char, any character, if you wanna play serious. And you can also look other which fit you most if you wanna equip them. And this I wear, this Alcan Ring of Fire, where I reformed with this item. I reformed this seal to 66%, and that way I cannot get stunned by Royal Knight or Templar Knight or Titan, I cannot get stunned at all. 66 is enough, so that's it. Here I can do better, up to 80 or 92 or from so higher value than this, but that's hard to get, and you need about minimum 30 or 50 um, reformers at once to use, and that's a lot of gold and nerves, and it's not easy. That's for richer players. And you can see my stats, which I use on accessors, which I use. That's it. I hope you understand a bit what I'm trying to explain you. So this title is important because of stone resistance, and that's anti-stone seal stat, and you can get on all forces affinity. It's you need 15 million points, and you get this title above your character, Owl's Wing, and you can get that here. That oval forces affinity is located here on Merrick map, and NPC is this. So what you need is any of this item. You need, it's worth 100 points to affinity, and you need to collect 15 million. What is important are affinity titles, and on this site you have that. I give you the link, and you have all affinity titles and which bonuses they bring when you keep that title above head of your character. So oval wing looks like this in game. You give silence resistance 20%, stone resistance, anti-stone 10%, stun resistance 10%, and with this is 76%. So that's a good value to be protected from stunning of different classes. And what is important for builds are jewels. So on this page, on this site, you have all jewels noted data of values and what each jewel gives. So when you build your character, you need to look the name of the jewel, his description and his bonuses, which gives if you melt those jewels on your equipment, armor or weapon or else. So on this link you have all, and you can check what you need or want to use to melt on your armor or weapon or accessory. All is described here. Then we have elemental system. Elemental system. We have those elements. They here is described how elements works, and those icons of those elemental chaos jewels, how their icons in game, how they look, and here are description of their relation between them. So this table is important to see when you put defense chaos jewel for light, for example. Light, that's chaos diamond. Defense, wait, chaos fluid, light defense. When you meld to pants, to shirt, into your armor, you will be resistant to darkness, for example, 0.8. That's of multiplier which lately manifest as output defense in this case. If you put light element jewel in your weapon for attack, you will have those multipliers against who you have most bigger output damage. So if I have a light element melded into my weapon, when I fight darkness element defense, I have 1.5 output, bigger output damage to that. So that's how this relation multipliers table represent, and you can all read here how that works. I give you the link, and let's go further. And now cooldown. Cooldown, everybody thinks that you need something very high value, cooldown value, like 40, 400, 450 or 500, but that's not the case. You need just a mid-range of cooldown value, like 250 or 300 or over 300, and that's quite enough for PvP battles, castle siege, or fighting in arena on server 5. Okay, and here you can see how I can reach cooldown value over 300. So in armor, which I carrying or wearing, I have on a helmet with this item, reformed skill cooldown reduction seal 78. On shirt I have reformed seal of 75, cooldown reduction, and on my pants I have skill cooldown reduction 71. When we plus all those three, we getting cooldown value 224, which improves this. When is my skill which skill sleep fog level 6 is max level, and when it's cooled down 0, cool time of that skill is 35 seconds, and that's super slow, very bad. But with armor reform cooldown summed in this number, my sleep fog cool time is 4.3 seconds. That we can see here. Cooldown value, skill which cool time lasts over 30 seconds, and when I use those armor cooldown, I'm getting 224, 200, 250. So I'm here, and when I add a cooldown pot with the lowest value of 30 points, cooldown points, that will adding that to this build, cooldown value resulting as 254. So that's over 250. So my sleep fog skill cool time is this 2.5. If I use cooldown witch-wand weapon, I can get of course reformed. I have this one, maybe someone have with higher value. So when we add 104, we have total number with this and this and this. We have cooldown 328 and sleep fog resulting cool time 2.5 seconds. That's it. So I can use this weapon, but base attack, magic attack, is lower than this is 2881. So that's not giving some improvement, but this is the edge. That's important. This is the edge. 300 cast cooldown value, cast points, and so you don't need more higher values on. You don't need so high values of cooldown. You just need over 300, over 250 to 300, in that range. So in practice, when I have this cool time of 2.5 seconds, I can sleep others with ease, very easy. And for the end, all that we have a final my build of my character, Gus, and that's the diagram of that. And here are stats, my total stats of stats points, intelligence. I have 1030, and my magic attack is 2800, 28,002.250, and I'm very I don't know much how to read and pronounce American numbers, English numbers, and that's hard for me. So sorry, so sorry on that. And a final build is marked white, and white you see, and that includes uh, full stacked character, and that including each level stats, armor stats, weapon stats, accessory stats, and all that counts in your character build. And one thing more, what is important is output damage to enemy, how that looks, what to look and how to watch on your character building, and to build a character with more output damage. So if you have for mage, for example, magic attack this value, and skill power is this value, output damage represents like this in game. So easily you can go outside on some map and kill mobs, and uh, following build of your character, how it going, is it going good or bad, or and then you need to think what jewel or what accessory you need, what title, or what armor seals you need, what kind of armor, and that. And some people saying that evasion armor seals are better than hit rate, but when you when you when you look this stats, you will get in mind how game functioning, how evasion and hit rate are related, and uh, you need to know magic hit rate or hit rate of some character need always to be higher, bigger than evasion. Otherwise, if evasion will be 100%, 100%, then you won't be able to kill enemy at all. So evasion, no matter how much evasion you will have, you cannot stay alive against character which have uh, high hit rate values, or magic hit rate, or hit rate magic class or physical attack class uh, will be always bigger than evasion protection of any class, any character. So evasion armor is not so useful, it's overpriced, and hit rate HR set armor is way better. And this is my build of my Gosp, and pressing the T key on your keyboard you can check your stats. It you it appears character info window, and you can check your stats and follow your character building. And that's all. Have a good time.